In this video, we're going to talk about 5 problems that cause your car to display the battery icon on the dashboard. Now you can see here, it is normal when you put the key into your car and you switch on, it will quickly display the battery icon for a couple of seconds. Now that is quite normal, but however when you turn on the engines and the battery icon remains right there. And with this particular car, I also have a battery icon display right here. So when that battery icon display while your car is running, then that will indicate that you are having a problem with your engine. It might not be the battery itself, it might be some other issues. So in this video, we will discuss the 5 different things that can cause your car to display a battery's warning light on the dashboard. So the first thing we do is we're going to go and check the battery. A bad battery can definitely cause the battery warning light to display on the dashboard. So you can inspect your battery and make sure they're in good conditions. Now there is an indicator light right here. It is a bit hard to see, but you can see it is green. Green indicating that the battery is in good working order. When it is red, that means the battery life is ended and you need to replace the battery. Now not all batteries have the same indicator like this one. Some battery may have a different way to indicate if the battery is still working or not. So you need to look at your battery's instruction and find out if your battery is still in good working order or not. You can also test using a tools to test to see if the battery have the correct voltage. If it has the correct voltage, then it is still in good conditions. Now another things that you can check, you see here the connectors in good conditions. If it is in bad condition, it definitely can cause the battery not to working correctly. So check to make sure this contact point is nice and clean, and as well as this contact point over here, the positive and the negative. Make sure they are both in good clean conditions, because if they are not in good clean conditions, then it might prevent electrical contact and hence it will prevent the battery from being charged. Now another thing is you can check to see when the battery is last installed. You can see this one here installed not long ago, 2 years ago. So I can expect this battery to go for another year or two. So if you have recently put in a new battery for your car, then you can't expect the battery has died already. So that kind of like rule out there must be another problems. So if the battery is in good working order, then the next thing that you can check is the car's alternator. Now the alternator can be in a different place, depending on which cars you have. With this Honda Accord 2007, you can see previously the problem is from the alternator. So I have the new alternator replaced and put in the new one in here. You can see this is a new alternator that has just been put in a couple of days ago. So in my situations, the problem is the alternator. The alternator does not work anymore and it doesn't give out charge. So the car's alternator is responsible for generating electricity, and with that electricity it gets transferred to the batteries and your car is using the electricity from the battery. So if this alternator is gone bad, then you have to fix it. So that is another problem that may cause the battery warning light to display in your dashboard. Now another problem is the regulator. The regulator is responsible for giving out the correct charge to the battery. If the regulator is giving out too much charge, then it can damage the battery. And if it's not giving out enough charge, then your battery will not have enough power to allow the engines to drive. So that is another issue. Sometimes the regulator is part of the alternator. So if it is part of the alternator, then you have to replace the whole thing together. If it is external, normally you can just replace the regulator and your car should fix the problem with the battery icon. So that's 3 problems already so far. Another thing is the belt here. This belt here is responsible for turning, allowing the alternator just spins. Once it spins, it generates electricity and hence transferring the electricity to the car battery. So if this cables here is loose or not working correctly, if it's loose, then it might not spin, give enough spins to the alternator, and then hence the alternator will not have enough charge to your car battery. So check the cable is nice and tight. Make sure it's not loose. If it's loose, then you need to tighten it. So check the cables, check the alternators, check the regulator if it is external and easy for you to see. Check the batteries, and one more thing is the cables itself. Now you can see here on the alternators, you have electrical cables here and here as well. So that coming out. If you have recently sprayed water on your car to clean the car's engine, for example, water may get into this electrical system and hence stop the cables from delivering the electricity flows to the car battery. So always check the cables and the wires, make sure they are nice and clean, make sure they are not wet, and make sure they are not damaged or cut. So also check the cables here, open this one up and check the cables, make sure they are connected and tightly secure onto the connector, the battery connector, both sides, the negative and the positive, and make sure this one, the earth, go into the car chassis. And then also check the cables coming out from the positive here that goes down into the fuel box up here. As you can see, some cables here. Make sure that all the wires are in good conditions and they are not broken. If it is damaged, then it can definitely cause your car to not being charged and hence displaying the battery warning light on your dashboard. So those are the 5 major problems that can cause your car to display a warning light, battery warning light. So what do you do when you have a battery icons displaying on your dashboard? It indicates that your car is running, doesn't have enough battery. You may be able to drive for a day or two, and if the alternator is broken, it may go bust anytime. And if the alternator is not charging anymore, or if it's charging slowly, then you may have half an hour to 1 hour drive. If you're seeing the battery icons appear on the dashboard, make sure you turn off all the aircon. So have your aircon turned off, because aircon can use quite a bit of power. So turn off the aircon. Make sure you turn off all the light in your car, the headlight and the internal lights that you have. Turn off your radios. Do not use power steering windows. So your windows has a power, have the power supplied to it. Do not use the power windows, because that can use a lot of batteries power. So if you want to have a long drive to get you back to your local mechanic or to get back home, then make sure try to minimize the use. So by simply turn off any electrical system in your car. And I hope that you can fix the problem. It's definitely going to cost you money if you see the battery light icon display on your dashboard. It will not, and I stress this, it will not go away by itself. So if you do see that icon appears on your dashboard, make sure that you get it rectified as soon as possible. If not, you may be able, the car may stop in the middle of the road and will give you even more headaches later on. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful, and of course there could be other issues that causing your dashboard to display battery icons. So and one more thing is that you will see that once the battery is running low, your car electrical display up here, it will go funny. For example, when I was driving and the battery is running low, this speedometer is not working correctly. Sometimes it just stays zero even when I'm driving. Sometimes it could go up to 140, 120 and then it just stops. You will see some of the things up here, such as the petrol gauge, the doors indicator, the brakes light, the handbrakes, the doors, and all the indicators basically just flashing on and off randomly. That indicates that your battery is depleting quickly and it doesn't have enough power to allow your car to run. You can see your system clock will start to go funny, and it might turn off altogether. And so when that happens, you know your battery is running low and you need to get to your local mechanic ASAP. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.